Welcome back to the Auto Insider, where you come to find out what's new, what's hot, and what's not in the automotive industry. This week on the Auto Insider, we're reviewing the 2022 Kia Stinger. Starting in 2022, Kia simplified the lineup for the Stinger. You can have two choices: the GT line, which is formerly known as the base model. Can't really call it a base anymore because it comes pretty loaded with goodies. Or you could choose the GT2, which is what we were given to review for this week. The GT2 has the 3.3-liter twin turbocharged V6 engine, puts out 368 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque. And for those of you who can appreciate a high-performing vehicle, that translates into 0 to 60 times in 5.1 seconds, quarter mile, 13.6 seconds. If you want to do a little better than that, you go with the all-wheel drive version of the GT2. You get the 0 to 60s down to 4.6, quarter mile, 13.1. 107 miles per hour, that's not shabby at all. Starting here in the driver's compartment, which is where you will want to be if you find yourself in the market for a Kia GT. Dashboard layout, very similar to what it's been for the last couple of years. You will see a larger infotainment system and a few extra safety features here. Aside from that, not much has changed since the Stinger was introduced. Going back to the back seat, it's a sedan. This is a good option for a family vehicle. You have AC vents and USB charging ports for the little ones here on the second row. Not a ton of extra room back there, but it'll do in a pinch. What's a hatch without a power remote lift gate? It also has a proximity key, so as you get close to the car, the key is in your pocket. The hatch will open on its own. There's decent cargo space, and as you saw there, there's a cargo cover to keep your belongings out of sight when you have the vehicle parked out somewhere. Below the floor, you have tools for your spare tire, and then, still a surprise these days to find a car that has a spare, but you have a donut here in the Stinger. Also, if you're considering the Stinger versus an SUV, second row does fold down 60-40. When it's folded flat, you can make a decent run to the big box doors. Well, now that we've covered the basics, let's go back to where this car really shines. The cockpit. All your controls there on the side. You have your auto-dimming headlights. You have rain-sensing windshield wipers. Paddle shifters here on the steering wheel, and trust me, you'll use those. Controls here for radio, telephone, your different safety features you can enable and disable from the steering wheel. It has touchscreen, but I really like the fact that Kia keeps buttons and knobs for your radio, AC controls. You have wireless charging here. Doesn't always charge the best, but you got USB charging ports there. You also have different drive modes that you can select, which really make this GT2 a nice performance sedan to drive. Extra storage here, so if you're trying to double as a family vehicle, you can do that with the Stinger as well. And I'd even add the Stinger could double as a sports luxury sedan. You got heated and ventilated seat for both front seat passengers. Not to mention, there's heated seats on the second row too. Families again, you have this awesome camera view. So when you're in the vehicle, you can look all around and see every angle, every aspect around the vehicle before moving. That's for those days when you're not sure if the kids left the toys in the driveway or not. But now back to you serious drivers. This knob here is going to be your best friend in the Stinger GT2. When you turn this knob, I don't know if you can see it here on this video or not, but when this vehicle is turned to sport mode, those seat bolsters slide in to hold you firmly in place on those back roads when you're pushing this Stinger to the test. A feature we really liked about the Stinger is this lower leg support for your seat. When you're on a long road trip, this really does take some of the pressure off of your lower legs and makes for a more relaxing, comfortable road trip. You also have a touchscreen infotainment system that works great, very responsive. You can go in here and you can make an adjustment to any of your safety features that you have on the vehicle, or you can go in and set different themes for what you want the car to sound like and look like when you get in and start it up. You can create your own profile and make this car exactly the way you want it to drive, almost like setting up your own personal computer. You can make adjustments and changes to the safety features, and you can even tell the car how responsive you want it to be with its safety features. Things like auto emergency braking, blind spot detection, rear cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, driver attention warning, front and rear parking sensors, all those things you can set. And not to mention safe exit for the second row. So when you have young people back there, the doors won't open until all traffic is passed if you're parking on a street. And standard on the GT2 line, you have high-performance Brembo brakes, electronically controlled suspension, 19-inch alloy wheels on Michelin tires, power sunroof with power closing sunshade, and heated outboard seats on the second row. It's moving to that luxury lane. And this factory stereo system ain't bad either. Harman Kardon premium audio system with 15 speakers. You got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as that wireless phone charger I told you about. Our GT2 came in at $53,110 MSRP, 18 miles per gallon in the city, 25 miles per gallon on the highway. Not bad. It's not going to be one. It's going to get you through the recession, though. But for those of you listening to all the rumors about the Stinger going away after 2022, not so fast. If you go over to Kia's website, they have listings there for the 2023 Kia Stinger. So you have at least one more year to get your hands on one of the most underrated luxury sports sedans on the road. There, I said it. So if you want to know if it's hot or not, the Stinger GT2 is pretty hot.